Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chris Frank Field, Frost Family Stadium in Valley, Nebraska, home of your Douglas County West Falcons, as they host the Wayne Blue Devils out of Wayne, Nebraska. And here are today's starting lineups. First with Wayne, leading off the center fielder, number 6, Adrian Contreras. Batting second, the shortstop, number 10, Jackson Kneifel. Batting third, the third baseman, number 3, Gavin Redden. Batting fourth, the second baseman, number 13, Alex Rodriguez. Batting fifth, the DH, number 7, William Patfield. Batting sixth, number 15, the right fielder, Calvin Ankney. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 9, Drew Reinhardt. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 2, Parker Patefield. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 11, Brody Munter. And on the bump today will be number 25, Broderick Teitke for the Blue Devils. For your Falcons, Jackson Scheidemann will be playing short, leading off. Then it'll be Mason Pennant playing left. Number 11, Luke Timmage is on the bump today. Number 15, Rowan Murdoch will be behind the plate. Number 5, Colton Wilmot will be playing second base. Number 13, Kellen Bolin will be out in center field. Number 18, Wyatt Tenaik will be playing first. Number 27, Jack Landauer will be playing third. And playing right field will be number 3, Miles Korb. Your Falcons right now currently are sitting at 2-2 with a good win last Friday at the last home game against Omaha South, the Class A team, which they ended up winning in the bottom of the 7th, 15-14. So that's a good win for them. One win that was very much needed. So, you know, it was something that they really needed, so it was really good. Now, as far as Wayne, they are 3-3 on the season. They have a win against Adams Central, Arlington 5-1. They lost to Calhoun 8-3. Thurston Cummings County 7-3, and lost to Malcolm 15-14 and beat Fairbury 10-4. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Leading off for the Blue Devils, the center fielder, number 6, Adrian Contreras. All right, here we go, folks. Adrian Contreras, the center fielder for Wayne, will be leading off. Contreras is batting .375 so far on the season. First pitch, hit down right field line for a base hit for Contreras. So that's the first pitch of the game. Contreras hits a base hit to right field. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 10, Jackson Kneifel. Well, that'll now bring up the shortstop, number 10, Jackson Kneifel. Kneifel on the season is hitting .222. He's got 6 runs on 4 hits. He's got 4 RBIs and 1 double. Timmich comes set. And the pitch, Kneifel, he shows bunt. Bunts it right back to the pitcher. Timmich takes a good step, makes a good throw, and gets the out at first. 2 pitches, and we've got 2 outs already. I'm sorry, 1 out. Kneifel with a sack bunt. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 3, Gavin Redden. All right, that'll now bring up the third baseman, number 3, Gavin Redden. Redding on the year is batting .560. First pitch swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on second. So Redding's batting .560. He's got 13 runs, 14 hits, 5 RBIs, 1 double, 1 triple, and 1 bomb. Timmich takes a look at second. And pitch number 2. Up. Up and away. Evens the count at 1-1. So we're looking at 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on second. And the pitch. Hard ground ball hit to the first baseman. Tonight gets it, takes it himself for the second out of the inning. Redden grounds out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 13, Alex Rodriguez. Well, that'll now bring up the second baseman, number 13, Alex Rodriguez. Rodriguez on the season is batting .316. He's got eight runs on 6 hits 8 RBIs, 3 doubles. First pitch, Rodriguez fouls straight back. No balls, one strike, 2 down. Rodriguez up to bat. Contreras is at third. The 0-1 to Rodriguez. Swing and a miss. Make it 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 1 hit on the inning. No runs. The 0-2 from Timich. Back at him, and he hits his glove. Throws to first, and they get the out at first for the 3rd out of the inning. For the Blue Devils, there's no runs on 1 hit, there's no errors, and 1 left on. After half an inning, Wayne, 0. Your Falcons coming to bat. All right, we're back to action here, folks. Leading off for the Falcons is the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skydeman. First pitch low for ball 1. Pitch number 2, up and away for ball 2. 2-0. So on the mound for the Blue Devils, number 25, Broderick Tightke. Next pitch is a strike on the outer half of the plate. Makes it 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. And the pitch to Skydeman. Strike 2 on the outer half. 2-2, evens the count. Skydeman on the season is batting .500, leading the team. And the next pitch. Oop, just missed inside on the curveball. Put it full. 3-2. Skydeman is 5 runs on 6 hits, 2 RBIs, and 1 double. And the next pitch, up and in for ball 4. Skydeman draws the walk. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 7. Mason Pettit. All right, that'll now bring up Mason Pettit. Let's see. Tightke, the pitch, called strike, outer half. Tyke on the season is 0-1. He has he does not have an ERA. He has 2 appearances. Pickoff attempt. Back safe is Skideman. Let's see, he has pitched in 7. He has pitched 7 innings, given up 2 hits on 6 runs, but none of them were earned. 3 walks and 3 Ks. So that's what we got for Tyke. Next pitch, Pettit fouls back. Evens the count. Nope, makes it 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first. No outs. Tyke comes set. Pickoff attempt. Skideman back easily. Pettit on the year is batting .385. He has 6 hits and 6 runs and 5 hits, 4 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Tyke comes set, and the pitch. Runner goes, hit up in the air. Rodriguez calls it off and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Pettit flies out to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. Then I now bring up the pitcher, number 11, Luke Timish. Well, that'll now bring up the pitcher, number 11, Luke Timish. Timish on the air is batting .308. He's got 5 runs on 4 hits. He's got 2 RBIs and 1 triple. That game begins south in the pitch. Oh, he hammers one foul. Deep foul down the left field line. That game against Omaha South, there was a lot of hitting done that game. I think everybody got hit except for one individual. But that one individual probably hit the ball harder than anybody. Just, that's how baseball goes, unfortunately. But, yeah, so there's a lot of hitting done in that game. And here's the pitch. And that's shot in right where the shortstop should be. But since Skideman was running on the pitch, Timish got a base hit. Timish with a base hit to left. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch. Courtesy running over at first, number 16, Ashton Harlow. Alrighty, so we've got Rowan Murdoch up with 1 out. Courtesy running over at first is going to be number 16, the freshman Ashton Harlow. Murdoch getting the signs from Coach Voss. Steps in. And here we go. We've got runners on first and second. 1 out. Tyke comes set. First pitch to Murdoch. Hits a high fly ball, foul for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Umpire has to go get a couple more balls. All right, he comes back. Here we go. Tyke comes set. And the pitch. Ground ball to a first baseman. He's going to take it himself and get the out at first for the second out of the inning. Murdoch grounds out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning, advancing runners to second and third. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 5, Colton Wilmot. All right, that'll now bring up Colton Wilmot. Wilmot on the year is batting .385 with 4 runs on 5 hits, 5 RBIs, and he has a bomb. And first pitch to Wilmot, low and away. Just barely gets by the catcher, but not enough for Skideman to advance home on that. Tyke coming with the windup with runners on second and third. And the 1-0 foul tip back to the catcher. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the second baseman, Colton Wilmot. 2 down, bottom of the first. Tyke with the pitch. Just missed away. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 down. Skydeman at first. Harlow at second. Tyke on the mound for the Blue Devils. He comes with the windup and the 1-1. Ground ball up the middle. Pass! The diving shortstop. Knifel, the throw home. Harlow is safe. And 2-run score. And Colton Wilmot ends up at second on the throw. Wilmot with a 2 RBI single. Advancing to second on the throw. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 13. Kellen Bolin. All right, now 2 runs in for the Falcons on that nice piece of hitting by Colton Wilmot. That'll now bring up Kellen Bolin. First pitch, right back to the pitcher, and that ends the inning. For the Falcons, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. After 1 complete, your Falcons 2, the Blue Devils 0. All right, we're back to action here. Leading off the top of the second inning for the Blue Devils is the DH number 7, William Patefield. Patefield's batting .222 on the season. And the first pitch by Timich. Called strike. Patefield on the season, let's see. Batted .222. He has 1 run on 2 hits. He has 4 RBIs and 1 triple. The 0-1. Up and away. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Top of 2. 2-0 Falcons. Timich, the tall, lanky right-hander, comes set. And the third pitch, up again. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. As far as pitching goes for the Falcon, right now Timich is looking at 4th pitch, strike 2. Evens count at 2s. He's got an 8.08 ERA with 1 appearance. He's got 6 hits. He's given up 6 hits and 4 in the 3rd inning, 6 runs, and 5 of them earned 5 walks, 7 Ks. Ooh, foul ball. Off the knob. That's why you'd say, the coaches tell you to take your knob to the ball. That's really taking the knob to the ball on that one. So 2-2. The 2-2 pitch, strike 3 swinging. Patefield goes down for the first out. Patefield goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 15, Calvin Ankeny. Alrighty, that'll now bring up the right fielder, number 15, Calvin Ankeny. Ankeny on the season. He's batting .273 with 2 runs on 6 hits, 8 RBIs, and 1 double. In the first pitch, a swing and a miss for Timich. Puts Ankeny down 0-1. Timich goes from the stretch the entire game. Comes set in the pitch. It's a high fly ball in the infield. Murdoch called it off, and it drops in for a hit, and it's a double. Ankney with an infield double. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 9, Drew Reinhardt. All right, that'll now bring up Drew Reinhardt. Reinhardt batting .235 on the season. First pitch up. One ball, no strike. One out. Runner on second. Timmich taking a look. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. One ball, one strike. One out. Number 9. Reinhardt, the first baseman. The lefty is up. Timmich, the tall, lanky right-hander, taking a look at second. Comes back home, and the 1-1. Called strike 2. Right at the belt, inner half. Good pitch. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Timmich comes set, takes a look at the runner at second, and the 1-2. Right back to Timmich. He takes it to first, gets the runner out at first, so that's the second out of the inning. Reinhardt grounds out to the pitcher for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 2, Parker Patefield. Alrighty, that'll now bring up the left fielder, number 2, Parker Patefield. First pitch, low for ball 1. Parker Patefield on the season. Let's see here. He's batting .133 with 1 run on 2 hits and 1 RBI. The 1-0 swung and missed for strike 1. Counts even at 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Ankney's over at third with 2 down, and the 1-1 fouled back for strike 2. So we currently have 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner on third. On deck is the catcher, number 11, Brody Munter. And the 1-2. Called strike 3 looking. Good pitch. Great pitch. Great location by Timmich. For the Blue Devils, there was no runs on 1 hit. There's no errors and 1 left on. After 1.5, Falcons 2, Blue Devils 0. Alrighty, here we go, folks. Bottom of the second inning. Leading off, the first baseman, number 18, Wyatt Tenaik. First pitch to Tenaik is up. Wyatt was the big man on campus Friday. Friday night after hitting the 2-run single to right field to win the game against Omaha South for the Falcons to bring them to 2-2. The pitch, swing and a miss by Tanaik. Big hefty cut there. That evens count 1-1. Tanaik on the season is batting .143 with 1 run on 1 hit, 3 RBIs, and fouled straight back 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. On deck is going to be the third baseman, Jack Landauer. Teitke comes set, and the pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2. Evens the count. Munter kind of threw it over the pitcher's head there for a little bit. Teitke got the ball back. He comes back to the windup. Gets his signs, and the 2-2-2. Tanaik hits a shot to third. Good play by the third baseman. Good throw, and gets Tanaik for the first out of the inning. Tanaik with a ground ball to the third baseman for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 27, Jack Landauer. So that'll now bring up the third baseman, number 27, Jack Landauer. Landauer on the season is batting .400. He's got 2 runs on 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and 1 double. Swing and a miss there for Landauer for the first strike of the inning. Next pitch, low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of 2, Falcons are up 2-0. Teitke comes set, and here's the windup, and the 1-1. And it hits Landauer in the forearm. Landauer hit by pitch. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 3, Miles Korb. Alrighty, that'll now bring up the right fielder, Miles Korb. Coach Voss is going to talk to Korb here for a second, give Landauer a little breather here. But he gave him the thumbs up, and he's ready to roll. So here we go. Korb gets into the right-hander's batter's box. Korb's batting .125 on the season with 2 runs and 1 hit and 2 RBIs with 1 double. So his only hit, pick off on first, Landauer back. So his only hit for the season was a good shot that he had against South on Friday for a double. Landauer takes a nice hefty lead. Teitke comes set, goes right back after Landauer. Landauer's in there easily. Teitke comes set again, and the pitch to Korb, up and in for ball 1. 1 ball, one ball, no strikes, 1 out. Runner on first. Miles gets his signs from Coach Voss. Digs in. Teitke comes set. And the pitch, up again. 2-0 to Miles Korb. Spoke to his mom earlier, and he is going to be attending the University of Nebraska of Omaha. He's just going to be a student and living his life. So good for Miles. Teitke comes set, and the next pitch is strike on the inner half. 2 balls, 1 strike. Landauer getting a lead. Teitke comes set, and the pitch, low. Munter fakes a throw down to first from the catcher's position. Landauer hustles back. 3-1 to Korb. Teitke comes, toes the rubber, gets his signs, comes set. Landauer with a good lead in the 3-1. Ball 4, up. And that'll return us to the top of the order. Korb with a base on ball. That'll bring us back to the top of the order with the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skideman. Alrighty, that'll bring us back to the top of the order, like I said before, with the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skideman, who last at bat walked. But on the season, Skideman is batting a hefty .500 on the season. Tyke with the pitch. Down and away. Gets away from the catchers. Runners trying to advance, and they do. We're going to call that a wild pitch, but the batters do it. I mean, runners do advance. So we got time on the field because the coach wants to have a talk. Alrighty. Pitching coach for Wayne is done with his conversation. So 1-0. Tide Key is going from the windup. Runners on second and third, one out. And the 1-0 down low for ball two. 2-0 to Skydeman.
Hey, here we go. Line drive somewhere, Jackson. Let's go. Moving runners.
Again, I have the pleasure of having the AD, JT, Jeremy Travis ground ball to the second baseman. Rodriguez is going to first and gets Jackson, but a run does score. Jackson grounds out to the second baseman for the second out of the inning, but does advance a runner from third for a score. Then I now bring up the left fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit. All righty, so it does advance a runner. That is an RBI for Jackson Skydeman. Then I'll now bring up the left fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit, who popped out to the second baseman last at bat. Pettit fouls one back off the catcher and the umpire. Pettit coming into this game was batting .385. So our top two hitters are doing pretty well getting on base. The 0-1 to Pettit. Ball away. 1-1. 2 down. Runner on third, Korb. 1-1. To the batter, Mason Pettit. Tidekey comes full windup and the pitch. Pettit reaches out.
Get down.
Ball hangs out and caught in the right field by Ankney for the third out of the inning. So, for the Falcons, that inning they had 1 run on 0 hits. There was no errors and 1 left on. After 2 complete, the Falcons 3, Blue Devils 0. All right, leading off the top of the third inning for the Blue Devils is the catcher, number 11, Brody Munter. Munter on the season is batting .312 with 3 RBIs, 5 hits. First one in there for a strike, 1 RBI. First pitch on the outer half of the plate for strike 1. Pitch number 2, just a little high. Good pitch. Good pitch by Timich there. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. The 1-1 from the tall right-hander. Pop up.
Yeah, Wyatt.
Tonight calling it, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Muncher pops out to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 6, Adrian Contreras. Alrighty, that'll now bring up the center fielder, number 6, Adrian Contreras. Left at bat, got a base hit down the right field line on the very first pitch of the game. Timich comes set. And the pitch. Up and in. Looks like a curveball that got away from him. Just didn't have the break snap
Stay
on
ahead.
it.
Here we go, Luke.
Timich comes set on the 1-0. And the pitch to Contreras. Up and away. Ball 2. 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out. Nobody on for the Blue Devils. The 2-0 to Contreras. Ooh, just inside. Just missed him. 3-0 to Contreras. Timich comes set. And the 3-0. Ball 4. Gets by the catcher.
Hey, here we go,
Contreras
Luke. Here we
isn't
go.
going too fast down to first, so we're good to go. Contreras draws a walk. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 10, Jackson Kneifel. That'll now bring up Jackson Kneifel, the shortstop for the sophomore shortstop for the Blue Devils. Last at bat, he had a sac bunt. Let's see what they do here with 1 out. Their first pitch. And he slaps one to left field for a hit. Kneifel with a base hit to left. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 3, Gavin Redden. Alrighty, that'll now bring up the third baseman, number 3, Gavin Redden. Redden last at bat, I believe, struck out. So we'll see how this at bat turns out for him. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Timich comes set. And the first pitch of the at bat hits a high fly ball to center. Wins up, calling it. Kellen Bolin makes the call and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. That ball was up there quite a long time. Redden flies out to the center fielder for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 13, Alex Rodriguez. Alrighty, that'll now bring up the second baseman, number 13, Alex Rodriguez. Timich comes set in the pitch to Rodriguez. Ball low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, runners on first and second. I think last time Rodriguez, yes, he was the one who lined out to hit Timich in the shin in the first inning. And the 1-0. Called strike on the outer half of the plate.
Go get it, Luke.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. 3-0 Falcons, top of third. Timich comes set on the 1-1 to Rodriguez, and the pitch. Hits a ground ball to short. And, thrown away. 1 run scores on the throw and error. Rodriguez with the infield single. Runner scores on the throw and error.
Hey, next play.
That'll now
next
bring
play.
up the DH, number 7, William Patefield. All right, so that's the ground ball single, but the runner scores on the error. That'll now bring up William Patefield, the DH. First pitch, ball away. Runners on first and third. 2 down. Timich comes set, the 1-0. Fouled back. Evens the count at ones. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've got 2 down. We're going to need a nice shutdown right here. And here we go. Timich takes a look at first. Looks like the runner at first is going to, Rodriguez is going to take off. And here's the pitch. I called it. Ball low. 2-1. And the ball's not even thrown down to second, so it's a non-contestant. So runners on, second and third. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Timich comes set, and the 2-1. It's a lazy fly ball. Oh. Infield single. Single, base hit, 2-run score. Two-run score on the single. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 15, Drew Reinhardt. Alrighty, now we've got a tied ball game, 3 up. 3s are up. That'll bring up number 15, number 9. Nope. No, number 15. I'm sorry. That's a foul ball.
Self-induced.
Nope. That brings up number 15, Calvin Ankney, the right fielder.
Should have been out of the same field.
Yes. So that's actually Calvin Ankney. I misread. So fouled the first one back for 0-1. 2 down. Runner on second. Timich pitch. And a ground ball to short. It gets through. And the runner scores, and they will take the lead on that. And we've got timeout on the field. That'll now bring up the first. Something's wrong with that. All right, now bring up Drew Reinhardt, the first baseman, number 9. The first pitch to Reinhardt, called strike.
They stopped now, though.
All right. All right. Reinhardt with a line drive foul for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 4 runs in for the Blue Devils. Then the 0-2. Runner going. And he hits it right in the hole for a base hit. Reinhardt with a base hit to left field. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 2, Parker Patefield. Alrighty, well, now we got runners on first and second. Score remains 4-3. Now bring up the left fielder, number 2, Parker Patefield. Timich comes set in the pitch to Patefield. Fouls it straight back for strike 1. Patefield last at bat struck out looking.
What's that? There's some hitters, aren't there? Yeah. Okay, we should be good now.
Alrighty. Timich comes set on the 0-1. Ankeny over there at second, getting a good lead.
Let's get the batter. Step off. Oh.
Here we go. Timich comes back set. And the 0-1. To Pate Field, a swing and a miss. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4 runs in on 4 hits for the Blue Devils. Pate Field gets in the right-hander's batter's box. Timich takes a look in, and the payoff pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 3. For Wayne, there's 5 runs on 4 hits. There's 1 error and 2 left on. After 2.5, the Blue Devils 4, your Falcons 3. Alrighty, folks, here we go. Leading off for the Falcons, the pitcher, number 11, Luke Timich. First pitch to Timich is a ball inside. Next pitch hits the ground ball to the third baseman, and he is out at first for the first out of the inning. Timich grounds out to the third baseman for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch. Murdoch 0 for 1 with a ground out. First pitch, and it hits him. First pitch is hit by pitch to Murdoch. Murdoch hit by pitch. Courtesy running over at first is going to be number 10, Sway Lopez. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 5, Colton Wilmot. Coach Hoffman's talking to the umpire about the hit by pitch for Murdoch. And he okay with whatever the umpire told him, so here we go. Now bring up the second baseman, number 5, Colton Wilmot. And Wilmot with a base hit last at bat, up the middle. Hits one back to the pitcher. We've got a 1-6-3 double play as of right now. We will see what happens. They want to talk about this because they're saying he pulled his foot. Nope, they said it is a 6-4, is a 1-6-3 double play. And that will end the inning. Falcons, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on after 3 complete. Blue Devils 4, your Falcons 3. Alrighty, folks, we're back. Top of the 4th inning. The leadoff hitter is going to be the catcher, number 11, Brody Munter, who fouls one straight back into the net for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, no outs. Munter up to bat. Timich still on the mound. He comes set on the 0-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2. Timich toes the rubber. Gets his signs from Murdoch. Nope. Yes, he says. I like that one. In the 0-2 to Munter. And he hits a fly ball to dead center. Bowling on it, and there's the first out of the inning. So Munter flies out to the center fielder for the first out of the inning. Munter flies out to center for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 6, Adrian Contreras. Alrighty, that'll now bring up the center fielder, Adrian Contreras, for the Blue Devils. He is 1 for 1 today with a base hit and a walk. First pitch, he fouls off. So Timich ahead on the batter, 0-1. Timich comes set, and the 0-1. Swing and a miss for 0-2. Good pitch. This is a really good inning start for Timich. He's gone 0-2 on both batters. Getting ahead of the game. Like to see that. The 0-2. Good curveball. Just missed. Just missed high. He definitely had the batter fooled. I think he had the umpire fooled on that one. The 1-2. It's a fly ball out to Corbin Wright. Corb gets under it, and he makes the catch. That's the second out of the inning. Contreras flies out to the right fielder for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 10, Jackson Kneifel. All right, that'll bring up the shortstop, number 10, Jackson Kneifel, who last at bat had a base hit to left field on the very first pitch. Timich comes set on Kneifel. And the pitch. Kneifel swings and fouls it away. He gets back up on top. 0-1 to Kneifel from Timich. Kneifel, left-handed bat. Throws ambidextrously. And if people don't know, he can throw left and right. And the 0-1. Call strike 2 on the outer half of the plate. The first time we saw him, he was an 8th grader here in, I believe, the summer for state a couple of years ago. He was very impressive for an 8th grader. The 0-2. And he slaps it again in the gap this time. Pettit hurries and cuts it off to make sure he keeps him to a single. That was a good piece of hitting, and then it's a good job by the defense to make sure he only got a single out of that one. Alrighty. Kneifel with a base hit to left center. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 3, Gavin Redding. Alrighty, that'll now bring up the third baseman, number 3, Gavin Redding. Timich comes set, and the runner goes. And Kneifel is safe, and the pitch was a ball.
Good throw.
Stolen base by Kneifel. Redding so far is 0 for 2. Oh, that one gets away from the catcher. Advances to runner. Two 2-0. Timich comes set, and the 2-0. Redding hits a ball to the shortstop, and Skyderman makes a good throw to first to get the out. So for the Blue Devils, there was no runs on one hit, there's no errors, and 1 left on. After 3.5, the Blue Devils 4, your Falcons 3. Alrighty, folks, we are back. First pitch to the center fielder,
Hey,
number
go,
13,
Kellen.
Kellen
Let's go,
Bolin,
let's
is a
go.
ball low. 1 ball, no strikes for Tidkey to Bolin. And the 1-0, up high, 2-0. Last at bat for Bolin, hit a ground ball back to the pitcher to end the first inning. Tidkey comes with the pitch, and he hits him in the back of the helmet. Well, the good thing is Bolin is a quarterback. He's been hit harder, so it's not going to affect him. I think he's more upset that he got hit than anything else. He just tells his coach, "Yeah, I'm fine." I think he got a little stinger in the back of the neck, though. We're going to take a moment while they take a look at Bolin. Alrighty, Bolin is good to go. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 18, Wyatt Tenaik. Last at bat, hit a ground ball to the third baseman for an out. And the pitch on the inner half, called strike.
Moving runners, here we go.
No balls, one strike. Nobody out, runner on first is Bolin. Tidkey taking his signs from the stretch. Takes a look at Bolin. And a pickoff attempt. And Bolin actually knocked it down, so it did not get past the first baseman. And he got hit again. Yep. Athletic director Jeremy Travis right there with that one. Bolin with a good lead at first. Tidkey comes set, and the pitch. Swing and a miss by Wyatt Tenaik. The one good thing about Wyatt Tenaik, even with no balls, 2 strikes, he is very notorious for keeping himself alive. 0-2 to Tenaik. There it is. Fouled back to keep it 0-2. He's very good with hand to ball when it comes to this situation with the 2 strikes. I have not seen that kid strike out a lot in the 2 years I've seen him play. 0-2 to Tenaik. Tidkey comes set in the pitch. Ball up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Run around first. Coach Voss giving signs. Tidkey comes set in the 1-2. Ooh, called strike 3, but stolen base by Bolin.
Hey, here we go, Jack. Here we
Tonight
go, Jack.
goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 27, Jack Landauer. All right, that'll now bring up Jack Landauer. Landauer with an opportunity to drive into a tying run here. The first pitch to Landauer, and a swing, and a shot. Did he get over? Nope, that wind just killed it. So we've got a crosswind from right to left. And that ball, if that's hit to left center, that ball's going somewhere. Landauer lines out to the center fielder for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 3, Miles Korb. So before the game, I noticed that we are in a wind advisory. We have gusts of wind going from 20 to 30 miles. I'm sorry, winds going to 20, 30 miles an hour with gusts of winds up to
Hey, here
45.
We go, Miles. Scoring runners. Here we go.
So that one right there, if that ball was hit almost anywhere else if that ball was hitting left center, that ball is not being caught, and we're talking about a tied ball game. Second pitch to Korb is strike 1. Evens the count at 1s. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down. Runner on second. Last at bat for Korb. He walked. And the 1-1. Oh, there's one shot. And it's a base hit to right center. And they are sending Bolin home. And that will tie the ball game up. Korb with an RBI single, scoring the runner from second. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skydeman. Alrighty, that ties the ball game up, and that'll now bring up Jackson Skydeman, the shortstop. First pitch to Skydeman is low and in the dirt for ball 1. Skydeman so far has not had an official at bat. He has walked both times he has been up. Skydeman has taken the signs from Coach Voss at third. Tidkey. Tidkey. The pitch. Skydeman hits one high and deep to left center. The ball's carrying, and Contreras makes a great running catch to end the inning. Great hit and great catch to end the inning for the Falcons. Man, if that ball gets by him, that is a for sure run. So for the Falcons, 1 run on 1 hit, there's no errors, and 1 left on. After 4 complete, we are knotted up at 4. Leading off the top of the 5th inning for the Blue Devils, the second baseman, number 13, Alex Rodriguez. Alrighty, here we go. Top of 5, tied up at 4s. The second baseman, Alex Rodriguez, for the Blue Devils is leading off. In the pitch by Timich is up and in for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs, nobody on. 5th inning, top of. Tied up ball game 4-4. Timich, the tall, lanky right-hander, comes set in the 1-0. 2-0. Up and in again. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. Timich comes set again, and the 2-0. Up and in for ball 3. 3-0. Three no to Alex Rodriguez. And the 3-0 is a ball 4 high. Rodriguez walks. Rodriguez draws a walk. That'll now bring up the DH number 7, William Patefield. That'll now bring up the DH number 7, William Patefield. Patefield on the day is 1 for 2. With 2 RBIs and 1 run scored and 1 strikeout. First pitch is a strike by Timich. 0-1. Coach Hoffman giving his signs over there at third base. Patefield taking him in. Rodriguez at first base takes him in. Runner on first, no outs. Timich comes set. Pickoff attempt. Rodriguez back easily. Coach Hoffman giving more signs. Rodriguez takes the lead. Timich takes a look at him. And the pitch, runner's going. Ball outside and is dropped by Murdoch. So there's no attempt at second on the stolen base. Now that puts a runner on second. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs. Runner on second. Top of 5. With all these signals, I have a feeling Coach Hoffman is going to give a bunt sign mixed in there somewhere. And the 1-1. Nope, he's swinging away. Up and away. Ball 2. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Runner on second. The DH, Patefield, up. Timich comes set. And the 2-1. Bunt. Hit puts it up in the air. And it falls down. Oh. And he attempted to get him out at Patefield with a bunt single. Got timeout on the field. Alrighty, so we got timeout on the field, so we'll come back once they are done with this meeting. Alrighty, that'll now bring up Calvin Ankeny, who is 1 for 2 with a double. The first pitch, called strike. And the runner advances on the stolen base. So we've got 0-1. Ankeny, who doubled last at bat, is up. Timich comes set. Infield comes in on the grass. And the 0-1. 0-2. Called strike on the outer half. No balls. 2 strikes. No outs. Runners on second and third. Timich gets his signs. Comes set in the 0-2 to Ankney. Ooh, just missed down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ooh, that was a close one. That is what we call a big league take. 0-2, way too close to take. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Infield in, and the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a curveball for strike 3. Ankney goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 9, Drew Reinhardt. Alrighty, that'll now bring up number 9, the first baseman, Drew Reinhardt, who's also 1 for 2 with a single today. And the pitch from Timich. Ball up. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, 2 on. Infield playing in with the lefty up. The 1-0 ball away. 2-0 to Reinhardt. Reinhardt digs in on the left-handed side. Timich comes set. The 2-0. Called. Strike on the outer half of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Infield in. Center field shaded towards right center. Corners are playing straight up. The 2-1 delivery. And run scores, but they get the out. Reinhardt out at first on the ground ball. Run does score. So that'll now bring up the new left fielder, number 8, Chase Nelson. Already new left fielder batting now. First time facing Timich is Chase Nelson. First pitch, strike 1. Nelson is 0 for 2 on the season. He is a sophomore. No balls, 1 strike. 2 down. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third. 1 run in. Timich comes set. And the 0-2 to Nelson. Swing and a miss for strike 3. For the Blue Devils, 1 run on 1 hit. There's no errors and 1 left on. After 4.5, the Blue Devils 5, your Falcons 4. Alrighty, here we go, folks. Bottom of fifth inning. 5-4 Blue Jays. Mason Pettit up. The first pitch he sees, he hits a ground ball to the shortstop, and the shortstop gets him at first base. 1 pitch, 1 out this inning. Pettit grounds out to the shortstop. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 11, Luke Timmish. So that'll now bring up the pitcher, number 11, Luke Timmish. First pitch, he fouls it out of play to the right side. Timmish right now is for the day is 1 for 2 with a base hit. Next pitch, hits one to the gap. Is that going to get down? No, Contreras is there again to make the play. Timmish flies out to the center fielder and right center for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch. Alrighty, now bring up Rowan Murdoch, the catcher. The first pitch, low and away for ball 1. Murdoch on the day is 0 for 1. Hit by pitch. Next pitch, ball 2. 2-0 to Murdoch, who was 0 for 1. The 2-0 hits one right back to the pitcher and gets the out. So Tiedke gets the third out of the inning for the Falcons. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. After 5 complete, the Blue Devils 5, your Falcons 4. Alrighty, folks, here we go. Brody Munter leading off for the Blue Devils in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch hits a fly ball to the right fielder who makes a nice running catch for the first out of the inning. Munter with a fly out to the right fielder for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 6, Contreras. So that'll now bring up the center fielder, number 6, Adrian Contreras. The first pitch to Contreras is a ball inside, ball 1. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Nobody on, 1 out. Top of 6. Falcons chasing 1 good curveball in there for strike 2. 1-2. Contreras is 1 for 2 himself. One walk and 1 run scored. The 1-2 is inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down. Nobody on. Blue Jays, keep on saying Blue Jays. Blue Devils lead 5-4. A swing and a miss for strike 3 for Contreras. For the second out of the inning. Then I'll now bring up the shortstop, number 10, Jackson Kneifel. Contreras goes down for the second out of the inning. Then I'll now bring up the shortstop, number 10, Jackson Kneifel. Kneifel today is 2 for 3. With 2 singles, 1 to the left and 1 to the left center. First pitch, outside, ball 1. Well, I'm sorry, he is 2 for 2. His first at bat, he walked. I take that back. So he's 2 for 2. Pitch number 2, fouled. 1-1. Evens the count. Kneifel coming into this game was batting only .222, which is not typical of him. So it seems like he's heating up right now. And he takes another drive out to left center. Pettit's on it and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Falcons. Though for the Blue Devils, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. After 5.5, the score still remains Blue Devils 5, your Falcons 4. All righty, Colton Wilmot will start off the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch, strike looking. Wilmot on the day. Let's take a look. He is 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Next pitch, called strike 2 on the outer half. 0-2 to Wilmot. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody outs. Bottom of the 6th. Tight key, 0-2 up. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Wilmot hits a lazy fly ball to center. And Contreras makes another play out there to retire Wilmot. He is a vacuum out there, folks. A vacuum. Wilmot flies out to the center fielder for the first out of the inning. And I'll now bring up the center fielder, number 13, Kellen Bolin. Well, that'll now bring up the center fielder, number 13, Kellen Bolin. Last at bat got hit in the back of the head on the pitch. First pitch. Missed outside for ball one. 1-0. One ball, no strikes. One out. Nobody on. Tyke. Swing, fouled, straight back. Evens the count at ones. Alrighty. Tyke going from the windup. Bolin gets in the right-hander's batter's box. The 1-1. Ball low and in. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Scores 5-4. Tyke comes set and the pitch. Bolin hits a towering fly ball above the lights. Coming back down, and a good play by the first baseman to make the out. Bolin pops out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 18, Wyatt Tenike. That'll bring up the first baseman, number 18, Wyatt Tenike, who was 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out and a strikeout. Tyke comes set in the pitch. Tenike hits a shot to left field, and it is caught by the left fielder. What a running catch by the left fielder to retire Tenike for the third out of the inning. For the Falcons, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. After 6 complete, score still remains 5-4. Alrighty, here we go, folks. Top of the 7th. This is it. Leading off, the third baseman, number 3, Gavin Redden for the Blue Devils. First pitch from Timich. Up and in, ball 1. Redden is 0 for 3 today. And base hit right there down the line. Hard hit. Good hustle play by Pettit again to keep him from going to second. Redden with a base hit down the left field line. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 13, Alex Rodriguez. Alrighty, that'll now bring up Alex Rodriguez, who was 1 for 2 with a walk today. So the leadoff batter is on again. Coach Hoffman gave Rodriguez the signs. I'm guessing it's probably going to be a bunt. Timich comes set, and the pitch. Nope, it's a straight steal. And it was behind the batter, so it had no Murdoch had no chance to get Redding on the stolen base. So now we have 1 ball, no strikes. No outs, runner on second. Rodriguez gets the signs from Coach Hoffman. Timich comes set, and the pitch. Swing and a miss by by Rodriguez. Strike 1. That evens the count at ones. 1 ball, 1 strike. Timich gets his signs. The tall right-hander comes set. In the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of 7th, 5-4. 10 hits to 3. Wayne's got 10. We have 3. And we're still in this game. And the 0-2, and it's fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs. Runner on second is Redden. Timmich takes a look, and the 1-2. Rodriguez fouls it off. Count still remains 1-2. No outs. Play resumes. Timmich comes set after getting his sign. Takes a look at Redden at second. And the pickoff. Nope, it was a fake. Redden gets back easily. 1-2. Timmich comes set in the 1-2. And there's a shot hit to the left, but Pettit's right there for it. For out number 1. And we're going to have time on the field. I think they're going to pull him here. So we'll come back after this meeting. All right, we got some pitching changes here. We'll come right back here. Hold on. Rodriguez flew out to left field for the first out of the inning. Then I now bring up the DH number 7, William Patefield. Alrighty, so now we've got number 16, Ashton Harlow coming in and replacing Wyatt tonight. Timmich is moving over to first. Wilmot's now pitching. Pettit from left to second. And Ashton Harlow will now be the left fielder. So, here we go. First time facing Colton Wilmot in the first pitch is a ball high. 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 to Patefield. Called strike on the lower half of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, runner on second. It's Redding. And the 1-1 from Wilmont. Low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on second. Wilmont towing the rubber, gets his signs, comes set. Takes a look at second. Again, comes home. Away. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Wilmont comes set. The 3-1. Nope, he's going to fake it to second. Wilmont on the season as a pitcher has a 3.62 ERA. He's 0-1 with 2 appearances, 1 game starts, and 1 complete game. And he walks the first batter he sees. Patefield draws the walk. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 15, Calvin Ankeny. All right, that'll bring up Calvin Ankeny to the plate. Calvin so far today is 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and an RBI, and he's struck out once. And the pitch, called strike on the outer half of the plate for strike 1. All right, here we go. Wilmont comes set. The 0-1 to Ankeny. It's a ground ball to shortstop. Out at second, and he holds it. So we got the force at second for the second out of the inning. Ankeny with a fielder's choice. Runner on first gets forced out at second for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 9, Drew Reinhardt. All right, now that'll bring up Drew Reinhardt. Runner takes second. First pitch is a strike. So now we don't have a force at second, so we have to throw it around. And Reinhardt pops it up. Nice play by Landauer in foul territory to retire the inning. So for the Blue Devils, there was no runs on. 1 hit, there was no errors, and 2 left on. After 7.5, the score still remains. Blue Devils 5, Ura Falcons 4. Alrighty, folks, we are back in action. This is it. Bottom of 7th, do or die. Jack Landauer's the leadoff hitter. First pitch taken, strike 1. Landauer on the day is 0 for 1 with a walk. The 0-1 pitch for Tyke is up. evens the count at ones. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, nobody out. Bottom of 7th. 5-4 Blue Devils up on your Falcons. Tyke comes set, and here's the 1-1. Ball in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1. Got somebody up here just making a bunch of noise, throwing stuff around. How rude. Alrighty, here we go. Tyke comes, wind up, and the 2-1. Called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tyke with the 2-2. Landauer swing and miss for out number 1. Landauer goes down for the first out of the inning. Then I now bring up the right fielder, number 3, Miles Korb. Alrighty, then I'll bring up Miles Korb, who's 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Korb, first pitch from Tyke, fouled back, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. Tyke with the 0-1. Curveball in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Korb down 0-2. Tyke goes from the windup and the 0-2. Up away. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of 7th. Chasing 1 are the Falcons. Tyke comes from the windup and the pitch. Ball low, 2-2. Good job by Korb from not chasing any of those pitches with 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Tyke wind up. And the 2-2 to Korb. And he hits one to center, and it's right at the center field, who is a vacuum today for the second out of the inning. Korb flies out to the center fielder for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skideman. Alrighty, that'll bring the last out, or not the last out, the last opportunity for the Falcons with Jackson Skideman. First pitch to Skideman, called strike on the inner half of the plate. Skideman's 0 for 1 today with 2 walks and a fly out deep to left center. Another good play made by the center fielder to take away extra base hits for Skideman. He's down 0-1. Tyke comes to wind up, and the 0-1 was fouled straight back. Skideman was on that pitch. 0-2. Falcons down to their last strike. Tyke gets his sign. Wind up in the 0-2. Outside. Ooh, that's close. I don't know. Don't know about taking that one. That looked close here, but down there it might look a little different from that angle. Now it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on. 5-4. And here's the 1-2. And there's a fly ball, and it's an out. And that's your ball game, folks. I will come back after the hands of the shaking line has happened. Alrighty, folks, we're back here, and that's the ball game. A tough loss for the Falcons today. as they jumped out early to a 3-0 lead on the Blue Devils, but just could not seem to finish it. They only had 3 hits on the day, but scored 4 runs. The Blue Devils had 10 hits today and was able to score 5, to muster out 5 runs on those hits. There's a lot of base stealing, a lot of extra, movement going on in the bases for the Blue Devils. We just did not seem to have a rhythm today at the plate. On the mound's a different story. I thought our pitching looked phenomenal. I thought Luke Timmich threw really well. He got ahead of a lot of batters. He looked a lot better than he did his first game. He threw a good first game, but this one was a lot better. So he's coming back around to the old Luke that we've seen in the past. So that's a good sign for this team. The more he gets on the mound, I think the better that he'll be and the better the team will be. So with that being said, unfortunately, he took the loss. The Falcons now will head to Yutan to play Platte Valley on Thursday at 4:30. And I don't think that drops the Falcons to 2-3. I don't know where Platte Valley sits, but last time I checked, they were 0-3 or 0-4. So I'm not sure about what that game's gonna turn out to be, but either way. So unfortunately, we do not do away games, so that is an away game. So the Game Changer will be available for that game, possibly. If not, as far as video, there will be the Game Changer will be going on during the game as normal, so you can listen to it on the radio. The Game Changer radio, I should say. So next home game here, it won't be until the 10th of April, where we have a doubleheader against Louisville, and I believe it is West Point Beamer Guardians of Angels of Guardians. Yep, JACC. So that will be a doubleheader varsity. There won't be a junior varsity game, so you'll hear me for basically like 5 hours. So lucky you, huh? So for tonight, the final score, the Blue Devils of Wayne 5, the Falcons of DC West 4. This is Matt Richmond signing off, and I will see you guys in 9 days. You guys have a great weekend and a great week.